here's how to make an A-frame. So it doesn't matter what type of wood you've got. You can get relatively straight, long poles, but you don't have to. If you don't have anything straight and long, I'm showing with this very wonky but solid. The main one is that it's solid. Wonky, possibly, not straight even. That's totally fine. As long as you've got something of a solid A structure. Nothing has to be completely perfect with it. I've used nails. I've notched out just to get the joints quite solid so that they don't move. I do suggest you notch out even with a penknife, or I've used an axe. I've used an axe and a saw. In whatever way you can do it. But you can use string, you can use twine, you can use whatever you have to hand to tie the joints of it. Everything should be solid. Really check that you've got something solid so that when you come to calibrate, it's not going to change. Right, to calibrate it, you don't need somewhere particularly flat. You just need to clearly mark where you're laying the feet. So here we have it. I'm going to mark where the foot is. Mark it with something. I'll usually use either someone's foot if they're nearby, or I'll use something to just put on the floor where the foot lays. Okay, so that's where that foot is going to lay. Just stick it on the floor, just clearly marking where those feet are. And again, stick something down just to mark clearly exactly where the foot is. Just up there. And then, this is calibration. What we're going to do with a pen or with a saw, whatever you want to, is making a little mark. Just a little mark. This isn't going to be the final mark, this is just to clearly mark where it's sitting at the moment. It's about there. So just do a little mark there. That's where it's sitting. Check that it's right. And now we turn it round, putting it on exactly the same spot. So turn it right round, put it on exactly the same spot there, and exactly the same spot there. Now it doesn't matter how unlevel that floor is, hopefully it's relatively level, but if it's not, it's okay, because now where this line is marked, which is quite close to the other line, showing that it is relatively level here, we're going to get these two marks. So I'm going to just let it settle. Stop bouncing for a second. Yeah, there we go. We've got those two marks there. I'm going to show you that. I'll turn it round. Hopefully you can see I've got one mark here and I've got another mark here. Directly in the centre is the middle point, is the level point. So now I can forget about those marks on the floor. I know that I've got this point and this point. Directly in the centre is the middle point, and there I'm going to make a much clearer mark, a much more defined mark to show me this is the level point. This is the point at which, when the string is on it, it's level. So, just mark that, mark it much clearer, just checking I'm right in the middle. And then we can start surveying. This is a very simple piece of kit, but it's very accurate. As long as the whole structure is relatively solid, not going to move, it will stay pretty accurate. I've just used parcel twine here. You want a lightweight string, you don't want anything too big. And I've just used one stone held at the bottom. So this is a pendulum level using gravity to find level. And now we're going to see it in action. So here we have an area of the land that generally floods in the winter, and our proposal is to turn the problem into solution and create a fish pool stroke natural sort of swimming pool, plunge pool for the summers. And I'm going to use the A-frame as an example. If we wanted to know where the base of that tree is corresponding to the base of that tree, level to the base of that tree, all the way around this pond, and where it came to as the highest level that the water can come to when we build the pond, we'll be having a quick look at how that's done. You'll be surprised. You think it will always be the same sort of distance from this water, because water is always level, yes, but you'll actually find that there's slight differences in level that the A-frame will pick up of the land around. Okay, so we'll do the first point here. So we've come just a little distance away, and this is swinging like crazy, but we're going to lean it back and find out where it's sitting. So you can see there where it's trying to bounce to. It sort of bounces back and forth and you get an idea of where it's sitting. It's actually not far off level. You can see the middle line is the level line, and it isn't far off of it. So we're keeping this one where it is, and we're just moving this one just slightly down slope, and then we're going to look again. Okay, well, we found that it's further off level, so then we play about and we move it further up slope. We bounce and bounce and bounce again. Get closer, and we go a bit further up slope. With that foot, and again, this is getting closer. Still a little bit, you can see just a little bit off. Now you're just going to inch it up that slope, and I think we're pretty much there. You see that one? It's right on that line, and that's exactly what we want. To just sit on the line there, perfectly balanced. And then we just walk it. Put a peg in both sides, and then we're walking it along. You'll see me how I'm going. Now, although here you can see the difference in distance away from the water's edge, as we move away and we look at it from a further distance away, we can see the relation of the water to the pegs, confirming that we are indeed on a level line. So you can see me putting in the last few pegs on this edge, and you can see that I'm following that level line with the water, even though we are actually changing in distance away from the water from above. Thank you for watching.
and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe and click the bell for more notifications of upcoming videos. Or, if you'd like to learn more about permaculture, join us on one of our courses and become a permaculture designer. For more information, visit permaculturekerno.org. See you next time.